Last week, we talked about the first parts of struggles that autistic people have with maintaining friendships. We looked at how we struggle with social cues and rules that goes into building friendships and relationships. Today, I want to continue by discussing how disagreements, fallouts, and arguments can make people with autism feel overwhelmed with a sense of rejection. Autistic people like myself get completely thrown into arguments that leads to fallouts or disagreements. They expect us to understand what they're saying and coming from, but we don't. But the worst part is when we are yelled or shouted at. We feel vulnerable. As we know in friendships, there always come times when we won't agree on the same things or ideas. But autistic people see disagreements differently to everyone, because we always want to avoid them when we can. Some autistic people struggle to know what to do or say in those situations, as we get very overwhelmed with it all. It's very common for autistic people and even people with ADHD to have something called rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is a condition that affects their daily life with intense, overwhelming emotional pain that caused by the feeling of being rejected, criticized, or failing during an autistic person's daily life. It even affects those who have been in abusive relationships, experience of being bullied, and even kills possible relationships or achievements you have in life. I somewhat relate to this, as when I don't hear from friends, I get very aware when mood changes, they go quiet or start blocking communication. It makes you believe immediately you're the problem or you're the worst person ever. It kicks a lot of confidence out of me, to the point that I feel I ain't good enough for them or anyone. And when that happens, it can prevent you from wanting to try or make new friends because you believe nothing will change or feel different, as I'm always wanting to make them happy so I'm not disappointing anyone. Socializing can be a big difficulty as it requires people with autism to get out of their comfort zone. Some autistic people like to mask away when they've just been in an argument, fallen out, or being bullied. Not to be horrible, mean, or nasty, but to take time out to calm down before we say something we may regret later. When we see young people out and about with friends going to cinemas, shopping, bowling, etc., sometimes we wish that was us. We just always miss out because the world doesn't see us as friendship worthy. Just imagine if we could do all those things. How wonderful it would be to create memories that could be captured in a photo or videos to always look back on. To have that one or a couple of special friends to do all those things would be a dream for autistic people. Another factor in struggles with maintaining friendship whilst being autistic is when we get cyberbullied. It happens to me and everyone throughout their lives. Name calling, insults, accusations, threats. The list goes on. It's not fun when someone does all these things. It keeps you from wanting to engage with anyone so you don't have to bring something that might upset them. Will I ever get valued? Will I ever get understood? What does it take for autistic people like me to be truly seen? I like to hope there's good people out there who do want to value, see, understand my struggles with friendships, and are willing to stick up for autistic people like me. Having friends is special because you build a very close bond that you slowly become more than friends. You become family. Hopefully my stories and experiences will help strengthen, grow, and empower friendships. That people with autism will always have someone to back them no matter what. Next week I'll be discussing how gaming communities treat people with autism. And I'll be inviting one of my friends to share their story. This is Respawn on the Spectrum, and thank you for listening.